Good evening or good morning. My TBR keeps getting bigger. And sometimes it's not even buddy reads. It's now me just saying, screw it, I need to read this book. I'm doing this to myself, people. I don't know why. Here's hoping I can do it all. Hello, I'm Pete. This is the Ponderings of Pete. And I read books. I mostly read fantasy, some nonfiction, sci-fi. And that's pretty much it. And I just like talking about books. So that's kind of why I'm here. Last month in August, I think I had a 8 or 9 book TBR. Most of them were buddy reads. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much. Well, you'll see how many I got through in my August wrap up that's coming in whenever. But this, for September, I decided to increase that number because I was just like, you know what? There's this book, I'm continuing this series, and just gonna read this because why not? So, yeah. Good thing though, last month I did start 2 brand new series and added them to my pile of ongoing things I'm reading. But this month, I'm actually finishing 2 series, so hopefully things will even out a little bit as time goes on. But we'll see if my ever-growing pile doesn't just collapse on me and crush me from sheer... What am I reading this month? I'm going to start with the 2 books that I don't have, just so I can get them out of the way. The first one is, as always, a self-published in buddy read, because that's what I like to do. I like to support such self-published authors, and you will see at least 2, if not 3 different self-published books, and I will actually on this list. So, first one, The Atlas 6 by Olivier. This one just came on my radar recently, and we decided to do it for the buddy read this month for the self-published in, and we're gonna read it. What is this one about? This one is about a initiation ritual for a super secret society of knowledge. The Alexandrians, I believe they are, admit 5 new initiates per initiation process. And, well, as you can tell, there are 6 people that are accepted as potential initiates. So instead of being the normal, 6 of you are applying, but only 1 will succeed, we're going to do the opposite and do something like Survivor or something. I don't know. Where there are 6 initiates and 5 will get in, 1 will not. This is interesting. Secret Society. I haven't really read any Secret Society books recently, so I'm excited. I think this is going to be really interesting. The next book I have on my TBR is a continuation of a book that I'm almost finished with since I'm filming this at the very end of August. I'm really close to finishing Senlin Ascends. But I am going to finish it, and I think I'm going to continue it because I'm really liking it so far. I was a little nervous because there's been so much hype for Senlin on Booktube, and so many people like it, and I was kind of like, is there bad things? Or is this just... Anyways, but I have really liked it. There are some flaws that I could tell you about, but I'll keep those for my wrap-up. I'm continuing on with Armor the Sphinx next month in September, hopefully. This is the other one I still need to order, but I am going to continue. Hopefully, if I keep on track, I will be able to read The Fall of Babel when it comes out in November, which is the 4th and final book in the series. So I really love Senlin, and I really love what the author has been doing with this world and how interesting and complex, and I even likes, complex, and just some of the themes in this book are really good. So check it out. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna talk about it. Next up, the books that I physically own. This next one is a buddy read because there's gonna be a lot of those on here. That is Dune Messiah. This is a buddy read with Evie, with Joanna Sousa, and a bunch of other people. We actually are having a live show for Dune coming up in September. As of right now, we are planning on doing a live show on Sunday the 19th in the afternoon around, it's going to be in the afternoon. I don't know the exact time as of yet. So keep an eye out for that. It's probably going to be on Joanna Sousa's channel. So check that out, but also keep an eye out in places like the Booktube channels on Shelf Space or other Discord servers that you're on. It'll probably pop up. We're all reading through all of the Dune series. I did not read Dune last month because I had read it I've read it like 3 or 4 times, but I've never continued on to Dune Messiah. I kind of just am starting with Dune Messiah now. So this is the first time I've read this book. I have been told that Dune is not necessarily a complete story without Dune Messiah. So that makes me really excited. I'm really excited to get into the rest of the series as well and read all of Frank Herbert's works in the Dune universe, because I think Dune was really good. And if this completes it, then oh my gosh, I think it's gonna continue to be great. Next up is a continuation from last month. I did not start this last month, but it was The Dragons of Spring Dawning. This is the third and final in the Dragonlance Chronicles trilogy. And so far it's been an interesting ride. They haven't been, I'll be honest, they haven't been the best books. They've kind of aged poorly. And a lot of the other people that have been reading with them, with Evie, with Andrew, I believe, and a few others, they're reading them for more nostalgia's sake than anything. We got Bethan, we got Hey Y'all Listen Up. I think there's more and I can't remember them and I feel really bad. Check this out. This is Dragonlance, so D&D. It's a D&D setting, so like the first book, which is the Dragons of Twilight, is kind of like a campaign notes for a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But the writing did get better in Dragons of Winter Night, which was, I think so far, it was the better of the two, and I really liked some things about it. That being said, there were also stuff in there that was we've had live shows for Dragons of Twilight and Dragons of Winter Night, and we are planning on doing a live show for this one as well that will be on Andrew at Andrew's Wizardly Reads channel. We do not have a date or a time set for that as of yet, so keep an eye out. We'll definitely be announcing it. So, the next book that I am reading, I've been waiting to read for a while, but I slapped it on this TBR because I just really need to get to it. I really want to get to it, but everything has been building up, so I'm putting it on this TBR to push myself to put it on the TBR, and that is The Dust of Dreams by Steven Erikson. This is book 9 of Malazan Book of the Fallen. I'm really excited for this, guys. Currently, this is the beginning of the end. I think you could probably argue, if my suspicions are correct, that the end of Toll the Hounds is actually the beginning of the end, because it sets up some very interesting things. Book 9 of 10. I'm excited. I'm also planning on putting on a predictions video for Dust of Dreams and Crippled God based on the threads that are left hanging, if there are threads left hanging, and what kind of is just going to happen. I've had things vaguely spoiled, if that makes any sense. Things that are alluded to in other things, in other media. And I'm like, interesting. They give me a shadow of a hint, so I might allude to those in the predictions video. But I think I'm mainly going to stick to spoilers through Toll the Hounds and talk about what I think is going to happen. The next book I have is another self-published book that was actually sent to me, and that is The Nest of Intrigue by S.J. Saunders. So this S.J. Saunders, this is a series that he's been continuing to write. He actually has just released book 6 in this series, and he's trying to drum up interest in the series. So he offered to send me a copy of the books for an honest review, in exchange for an honest review, which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be reading this, honestly reviewing it, and I may continue on, I may not. I honestly don't know right now. From what I know with this series, it starts in a small town, and the plot kind of goes from there, but it gets more epic as time goes on, as the books go on. So it's a little bit small scale to begin with. This is actually about 3 strangers that are from a town with a troubled past, and they are thrown together through the course of the plot, and I believe these 3 strangers, continue on throughout all 6 books. We'll see. But it starts in a small town and then gets more epic as the books go on, evidently, which I'm interested to see how he executes that. The next book I am reading is a classic, and it is a crime against literature that I have not read this book yet, considering my inclinations towards society. That is 1984. My inclinations, my rants, and annoyances with society. I've heard a lot about this book, and I know what it's about. It's about a dystopian society set in the year 1984, but this was written many, 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 many moons before 1984 happened. But it's about, hey, Big Brother's always watching. It's about a technologically advanced society where everything is tracked and everything is, dictated by the government. So I'm excited to read this one because I really think I'm going to love it. It's crazy that I haven't. This alt book also has deckled edges, which I like. But it also has one of those weird flaps, which I don't like. Why? Why would you do this, publishers? Why? Deckled edges are great. The next one. I really, this is a fun one. This is book 3 in a series. Can you guess? It's Bloody Acquisitions. This is book 3 in the Fred the Vampire series by Drew Hayes. This is another self-published book. And it's a really fun series. They're put together like a bunch of short stories in a urban fantasy setting. Our world. But hey, there's supernatural things like vampires, werewolves, dragons, and some other stuff. And evidently, they've been here since we founded the country and before, and they evidently, parahumans, helped found this country, which is a new revelation for me, at least in concerns to this book. Very interesting. So, book 3, I've read book 1 and 2 already. They were great, and there's no way I'm not continuing this. So, check out the Fred the Vampire Accountant series, self-published. It's great. This next one is my expansionary buddy read currently going on. Last month I was reading the Communist Manifesto. We had a live show about it. There was Christy Lewis of Dostoevsky in Space and Gregory Perch, and we all talked about it. And we are now going to be reading all 3 volumes of the Gulag Archipelago. This will take 3 to 4 months. We'll see. It'll take a while. And this is a depressing book, I've heard. It smells good, though. Older. I'm going to be reading volume 1 next month, or at least that's the plan. It's got some dense font. I don't know, but I'm reading volume 1, although this is only volumes 1 and 2, I believe. So I'm going to need to buy volume 3. Yeah. At some point. I've been waiting to read this since I read the Communist Manifesto. This is a critique on communism, told by somebody who lived through the communist gulags of Soviet Russia. So I'm really interested to read this, even though it's super depressing. Stay tuned. We will be having a live show. We also will be joined by the illustrious Billy Bonsai, who is reading it along with us. Check it out. All right, second to last book. And these last 2 books are actually Alan books. Alan, Library of Alexandria, pushing his stuff, just like Arm of the Sphinx was, or yeah, Senlin. The Senlin books are. But this is the final one. The Price of Spring, guys. It's coming. It's time to finish this up, and it's crazy. Autumn War was amazing. We're actually having a live show on the 4th. I may have that linked up above. If not, stay tuned. Stay tuned to my channel. I'll have everything created and ready a few days beforehand, and I'll be announcing it. So through Discord and stuff, and maybe through Instagram, we'll see. But guys, number 4, the last one. A lot of people's favorites ones. Autumn War blew my mind, and this is looking to do the same, I hope. So I'm excited. The Price of Spring, guys. Long Price Quartet. You should be reading it. It's beautiful. Just do it. You won't regret it, I swear. Last one. The last book. Book 11. These were not in no particular order, so these are not the priorities as well. So, priority is, I don't know. Shadows of the Apt. Book 2. Dragonfly Falling. Part of the August of the Apt read-along. This is by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Book 2. I really liked book 1. Gave me similar vibes to Long Price Quartet in a certain extent, But I believe this is just the beginning of the war, people. I believe there will be a little bit more military action in this book. Check this out. It's a fantasy world where all of the humans grew up and were influenced by giant insects, and actually some of them evolved to a certain extent magically to emulate some of these insects. For instance, the beetle kindred, the moth kindred, dragonfly kindred, they can fly through magic, even though they don't call it magic. It is magic. And spider kindred can climb on walls, and there's different racial features. So these are kind of like racial meditative magics that different races of humans can use. It's really fun. I'm excited to get to this. So that's... Check this one out. Check out Alan's channel, because his Discord, that's where we at. So, 11 books. Can I get through them all? Probably not. So, we will see. But I said that about last month, and I got through most of them, I think. So, I got through more than I expected. So, we'll see. Thanks for sticking around. Go ahead and give me a like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about all these books? Are you reading those books? Are you excited for the live shows? Because I've been doing more live shows because I like doing live shows. Do you like it when I do live shows? Do my thoughts come out correctly there? I don't know. So yeah, keep an eye out. We got things. We got books. Hit me up on all the Discords I mentioned, which are all linked down below. If you want to buy any of these books per usual, they're all linked down below in affiliate links. And there's also a link down below to a calendar, which I'm trying to keep a documentation of live shows for different channels that I see that are going on. So if there are any live shows that you're running or anything you want to put on that calendar, you can go ahead and message me on like Discord or something, or email me through the contact information below. I can put them on there. So hopefully this calendar can be useful. At the very least, I'm using it for my own purposes, but you guys can use it too. Thank you so much. Get some rest, get some sleep, recharge.